I hope that you are having a really wonderful day celebrating with your families and maybe even eating some chocolate Easter eggs. But why do we eat Easter eggs at Easter time? Why do we give them to each other? What's that all about? Well, I'm going to tell you, it's all about new life. I've come to my garden to try and find some signs of new life to help me understand what this is all about and why we give Easter eggs at Easter. In my garden, there are lots of signs of new life happening. If you look at these flowers are new. They weren't here a few weeks ago. In springtime, we grow lots and lots of new flowers that open up to make our world so beautiful. Come and take a look at this tree. Can you see these little green buds growing on this tree? This tree in a few weeks is going to be covered in leaves and in blossom. A few weeks ago this tree was completely bare because it had been winter. There was nothing on it at all. And now we can see that there are some signs of new life growing. Come over here, come on. Take a look at this beautiful tree in my neighbour's garden. You'll see that it's covered in blossom. Again, that tree was totally bare. It looked like it was dead, but it wasn't dead. It's become covered in blossom again. New life, brand new flowers. In the corner of my garden, you'll see this bush or shrub or plant. I'm not sure what it is. If you have a little look, you can see some buds. These are going to open up and be beautiful new flowers. And just behind here is a model of a bird with some baby birds. Now, obviously, they're not real birds, but in springtime we do see new chicks, new baby birds hatching everywhere. Spring is the time for new life. I was just searching in my fridge and I found another sign of new life in the fridge. Can you guess what it was? It's an egg. Some eggs will hatch. Do you know what will come out of them? Chicks, tiny baby chicks. Some eggs in springtime will start to crack and hatch, and out of those eggs comes a tiny little baby bird or a little chick. So eggs are also a symbol of new life. They remind us of new life. Do you know what this is? Did you get something a little bit like this today? It smells delicious. What is it? It's an Easter egg. We give Easter eggs to each other at Easter time because an Easter egg is a symbol of new life. Just like the flowers in the garden, the birds, and the real egg in my fridge. It's an egg and it reminds us of things coming back to life. At Easter, we celebrate Jesus. Jesus is God's son, and he came to earth 2,000 years ago to show us just what God is really like. Jesus did amazing things. He healed the sick. He taught people. He fed 5,000 people from just a little bit of bread and a few fish. He told people that God loved them, and he showed people what it was really like to live a life of love. But at Easter time, we remember that Jesus died on a cross. He was put to death on a cross and he died. But he didn't stay dead. 3 days later, he came back to life. He rose again. Just like the trees in the garden during wintertime become bare and dead, but in the springtime they come back to life full of flowers and colour. In the same way, Jesus died on the cross. But 3 days later, he burst back to life. He beat death. He defeated death. Jesus was dead, but now he is alive. And we celebrate Jesus' life, his coming back to life at Easter time. And we give Easter eggs to remind us that Jesus is not dead. He is alive. There's a little video that I would love you to watch. So pause me, take a click on the link and watch that video, and then come back here for some ideas of ways that you can celebrate Easter at home together. Hello, I hope you enjoyed that video and I hope that it's helped you learn more about Jesus and his death and how he came back to life and what we celebrate at Easter. And I am going to show you now some ideas of some crafts that you could do to help you celebrate Easter with your family. This is the first craft idea. It's an Easter garden. Now I have just found the things for my Easter garden in my own garden and put them together in a tin tray. So if you have a garden at home, you might be able to find these things as well. I just needed some grass, an empty plant pot, some stones of different sizes, some soil and some twigs to create the cross. So this garden reminds us of Jesus coming back to life. The cross reminds us of where he died. And the empty tomb reminds us that he didn't stay dead, he came back to life. If you don't have a garden, you could make this using different craft products that you might have in your house. For instance, instead of grass, you could use green paper. Instead of a plant pot, you could use an empty cup. And instead of some twigs or sticks from the garden, you could use kebab sticks or lollipop sticks to create your cross. Okay, so I have used some more tape to create my 4x3 cross. Now at this point, if you've got paint at home, you could paint this any colour you liked. I actually don't have any paint. But what I've done instead is I've cut out some different paper to make a heart to remind me that God loves me and that Jesus died because God loves me. And I am going to stick that in the middle of the cross. I'm going to put lots and lots of glue on the back. Glue, 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 glue. And I'm going to stick it right in the middle here to remind me that Jesus died on the cross because he loves me. Stay tuned for one more craft. Okay, here is the final craft. So hopefully this will work. What I have done is I've used masking tape. So maybe see if someone at home has got some masking tape to mask out the shape of a cross on a piece of cardboard. And then I've used some little bits of paint to create circles, little dots in different colours. Now you could use a paintbrush or you could even use your finger to create these dots. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to peel off the masking tape to leave a bright white shape of the cross, and I will then show you what that looks like. Let's hope it works. So I have been peeling off my masking tape and you can see I've just got a tiny little bit left to do. So let's peel that off. And now you can see I've got a piece of cross artwork with the bright white shape of the cross in the middle, reminding us that Jesus is the light of the world, and then some colourful dots around it. I hope that you enjoyed these craft ideas and I hope that you will get busy making some crafts at home. I'm also going to post a link below with ideas of other crafts that you could do at home depending on what materials you have. And we would love to see some of your Easter creations reminding you that Jesus is not dead, he is alive. Happy Easter!